Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. With you here Tuesday through Saturday, now on demand, giving out live free picks. Our goal on the Drive Thru is getting you 6 picks from 6 cappers. So let's get the show underway. Make sure you guys, by the way, before we do, hit that like, subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. Helps us build up our audience. Let's get the show underway. Let's welcome in Rod Zawacky. You can find him over at Pick Dogs. Ready to roll here with Rod with some WNBA. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. Excited. It's one of those Wednesdays. Looking forward to the action. We got some big games, and including one in the WNBA. Big game here for positional seeding here in the playoffs between these two teams. So looking forward to Wednesday's action. So
All right, let's get
should
right.
be a good one.
Should be a good one. Let's get to it here. Aces and Dream here. We feel as just as the lines are opening and moving here, we see the Dream laying 2.5 total coming in here in this one at 162.5.
Yeah, you look at these two teams. Hey, Vegas squad starting to pick up their play over down the stretch here. Moved their record to 25-14 with a nice win not too long ago against the same Dream team. They got the win 74-72 in that one back in Vegas on August 19th, so about a week ago. And you look at this Dream team. Hey, they're 24-13, so trying to chase down Vegas for that positional in the playoff seeding. So Vegas definitely looking for a dominant win here over this Atlanta squad that they've faced twice this season and won both meetings, 87-72, 74-72. So defensively, this Vegas squad has only given up 72 points. And you look what they've done down this stretch, because this Vegas team didn't have a good start to their year. They were dealing with injuries, slow starting, but hey, look what they've done over the last 5 games. Started to be one of the best in the WNBA defensively, holding teams to 40% field goal shooting and only giving up 75 points a game. And then offensively, they've definitely picked up their play, where they're scoring 47% field goals and averaging 86 points a game over this 5-game stretch here, where they've won 5 straight outright wins, 3-2 against the number. And you look what the Dream have been doing. Well, hey, give it to them. They play some solid defensive basketball as well, holding teams to about 43% field goal shooting, only giving up about 76 points a game. It's offensively where the Aces have definitely head and shoulders above what the Dream have been doing. Dream only averaging 76 points a game over their last 5, and it's shown they're only 3-2 in those games. This is a big, big game here between these two teams. This line's flipped. It was Aces laying 1 to open. It's now become the Aces as a dog. Even better value here for me. I like the Aces to continue their dominance over the Dream. Give me the Aces on the money line to outright the Dream and take that 2-game lead in that playoff positional seeding here in this one on Wednesday.
Yeah, from Rod, he likes the Aces here plus 115 here. Of course, an Aces, a team that I don't know. Could we say they're a little bit of slight decline here than what we see normally from this team after they made all their moves? What's your thoughts here, the Aces, as we get close to the postseason?
As we get closer to the postseason, we've seen this Aces team, as I said, they're starting to put some things together, playing some pretty good basketball. This should be a big game here, but you still got to dethrone the Lynx. The Lynx have been the best team in the WNBA by far this regular season. But can you defeat the New York Liberty as well? We know the Liberty have got 2 of their star players back in their last matchup, so they're going to try to start putting that championship run back together. For me, I think this it has the Lynx as the number 1 seed, the Liberty as the number 2 seed, and the Aces sneak in there as the number 3. So can they surprise? Yes. If they continue playing like this, definitely they could upset. I think we got almost a 3, maybe even include this Dream team as a 4-team playoff run. Remember before it used to be 2 teams and it didn't matter what was going on?
Yeah.
Now we got 4 solid basketball teams that are going to duke it out here in the playoffs. Looking forward to this year's WNBA playoff action. Should be good. Some good matchups this year going forward.
There you go, Rod, here on the Aces plus 115 money line here against the Dream, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium here for the card here on Wednesday. Getting closer to college football, baseball on the board as well as Rod, what you got going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium, hey, I got some college football action, ready for week 1. So that's in there. I've got some. I'll have a NBA play here in this one on Wednesday's slate. I'll have an MLB play of the day as well. So definitely, you want to jump aboard long term. It's that time of year where multiple sports are being covered here by me. I have the MLB rolling along, WNBA CFL Week 13's rolling up on slate as well. We know college football Week 1, big Saturday rolling there. So best way to go is grab that long-term pass. Join me for a week, and let's continue to stack the units over the week. That's the best way to go. Take advantage 2-for-1 capper promotional. Can't go wrong without having 2 or even 3 cappers put money in your pocket. But that time of year where we got multiple sports rolling, it's the best value is to jump aboard something long term and let me put some money in your pocket. Put me to work, as they say, and use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15% off your purchases as well over at Pick Dogs Premium.
There you go. Get on board with Rod over at Pick Dogs Premium. Promo code PICK, save you that 15% off. Link in the description. We'll take you right over to the Pick Dogs Premium site. You find Rod over in the capper settings, so go ahead and get signed up with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Definitely. Take care, everybody. See you guys again tomorrow.
Rod Zawacky here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Up next, Damian Sosh. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium with great numbers up on the leaderboard. Let's bring him in right now. Damon, what's going on?
Hey, Tony, how we doing? Things are going pretty good right now. Looking to keep it going. Got a nice slate of games and looking to talk one over with you today.
All right, let's get to it here. We'll move over to an NL East action here as the Mets host the Phillies. We see the Mets. This is right around the opening number here. Mets coming in at $1.42. Total sits here 8.5.
Yeah, as we look at this game here, the Phillies have a pretty comfortable lead in the NL East, pretty much almost a lock to make the playoffs. The Mets, meanwhile, they're in a dogfight here with the Reds. Every win is important to them. With them and the Reds just a couple games apart here for that final wild card spot. I like the Mets in this one. We got Taijuan Walker starting here for the Phillies. Now, he's coming in he's had a pretty decent year for the Phillies. I know he was a guy that I definitely looked to fade in the past. Maybe not so much now this season, but it is a game where I will be on the Mets. Now, I think Walker might be pitching a little bit above his head right now. He is 4-6, respectable record, 3.44 ERA. But when you look last year, I mean, he had an ERA over 7. I think I know we're late in the season, but regression's always looming. I think we see it a little bit here with Walker in this one. Nolan McLean starting for the Mets. Looks very good. Made just 2 starts in the season. 2-0, 12 1/3 innings pitched. Not many innings pitched, but he's got 15 strikeouts in that time. The Phillies are a team that is a lot of swing and miss. They do strike out a lot. Sometimes their bats can go very silent. Just a very important series here for the Mets. The Phillies bullpen has been a little bit shaky of late, so I'm going to back the Mets in this one to get the win over Taijuan Walker.
Yeah, we go with Damon. He likes the Mets here, laying the $1.42 in this one. We're looking at the Phillies. Of course, they lose Zach Wheeler. Luzardo's been one of those up and down pitchers. Suarez as well. We just saw Sanchez, in his last start, the Phillies unable to get the victory there. So your thoughts here on this Phillies starting rotation as we get close to the season? Because they look like they had the top rotation in baseball right around the break.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, things were looking so promising that the bullpen was the question. Now, they kind of shored that up, at least in the closer role with Duran at the deadline. But you're right, the starting pitching now is a little bit iffy. Zach Wheeler done for the season. Now, Ranger Suarez, we kind of saw this from him last year. He started out super hot, kind of faded near the end of the season, but come playoff time, he was very, very solid. But what we saw with Luzardo, very up and down this year. Sanchez kind of imploding a little bit last year. I think Sanchez will be the number 1 going into the playoffs. Now, you do have Aaron Nola coming back, but again, he's a guy that has been pretty much shelled in a lot of his outings this year. So I think something that was so promising for the Phillies is now making Phillies fans a little bit nervous. So, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can get things together. But it's definitely something that we didn't think we were going to have to worry about heading to playoffs. Is definitely going to be a question mark for them now.
Yeah, we'll see how it rolls here with the Phillies. And Damon here in this one likes the Mets, $1.42. This one at 7 Eastern time. All right, Damon, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Print for the card here on Wednesday. Damon, over the last 7 days, been red hot. 482 units of profit. Last 3 days, 500 units of profit. Damon doing great work over at Pick Dog Print. What you got for sale?
Definitely having a pretty good last 7 days, last 30 days. That all my premium picks you'll be able to find over at Pick Dogs. So definitely go over there and check me out. And definitely 7 and 30-day plans are the way to go. Get the most bang for your buck. We just finished up NFL preseason as top of the leaderboards at 11-4. We started off college football last Saturday with 2-0 start. Obviously, college football, is going to be a huge slate coming up. So check me out, pick up a long-term plan where you get the most bang for your buck. And just a quick reminder, guys, remember to check out the Circa contest. Really great thing we're doing here at Pick Dogs. This is all on you guys. This is all on our viewers. You're going to pick the winners. You're going to win it all for us so we can donate that money to charity.
Very good. Yes, right, guys. Get over with Damian over at Pick Dog Premium. We see great results for the last 7 days, last 30 days as well. And of course, as Damian said, the best way to go is that long-term subscription, especially with all these sports overlapping right now. We're getting college football, next week's NFL. This is the time to get that long-term pass. And remember, the promo code PICK will save you that 15% off. All right, Damian, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thank you, Tony. Have a great night.
All right, Damian Sosh here on the Drive Thru. All right, we'll continue here on the Drive Thru. Up next, Wayne Scott. You'll find his premium plays over at Pick Dog Premium. Boy, he's put up some solid numbers over on the premium side. Let's bring him in right now. Wayne, what's going on?
Everything's going solid with me, Tony T. Hope everything's going good with you. Nice solid day of sport with the WNBA and good MLB call for today.
Yep, looking forward to the good action here for this Wednesday card. Of course, getting closer and closer here to college football. But today, our attention lies here in the WNBA as we have the Sun here on the road facing the Wings. Here we see the Sun at 1.5, favorite total 164.5.
Yeah, you look, Connecticut has been playing a lot stronger lately. 4-2 in their last 6-0 ATS. I kind of mentioned this a few games back with them getting healthier and with their younger draft picks starting to understand what's going on and playing better together, that these lines are going to get inflated. I like them in this spot, playing with good momentum, playing with the stronger defense, and they're beating a bad team. They won 2 against Chicago, and they beat Washington twice, which is actually a good mid-tier team. As far as the Wings, they haven't played too well at home. 5-10 overall at home, 1-9 in their last 10. Not getting much scoring outside of Paige Beckers, and they just don't play the defense wild with them, even at home in this spot. So we'll take Connecticut.
There we go here. With Wayne here, go ahead and take Connecticut here, -1.5. The Sun, it's been just kind of a rough season. They were the first team eliminated here from the playoffs. So what are we seeing here? We're just seeing a lot of the bench to some of the players trying to make a case for them next season.
Yeah, for sure. They got solid veterans, and these veterans they got a legacy to obtain. So not all these veterans are gonna quit just because they're having a bad season. They're still gonna play. They got stats that they want to play for as well, and getting the younger players acclimated for next season. You know, I think the Wings are in a position to want to like tankathon. You don't really see it as much in the women's, but I'm pretty sure it goes on. The Wings in a more position to want to lose this game than the Connecticut. I think Connecticut is kind of set where they're going to be at. I like the momentum that they're playing with the veterans meshing with the young players. So yeah, I like Connecticut.
All right, Wayne here on the Sun, lay the 1.5. This one has an 8 p.m. start. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for the action here on Wednesday. Lots of action here from Major League Baseball. We get action from the W, getting closer and closer to college football here. You can see Wayne over the last 90 days, 2,442 units of profit. All document over at Pick Dogs Premium based on $100 unit wager size. What you got for sale, Wayne?
Yes, sir. For surely excited about college football. Got some action on the way, but officially week 1 coming up. I got WNBA play and MLB play today. Stay tuned to see if it'll be a 3-pack, but for sure I have a WNBA and MLB play today. Hit both of them yesterday. Stay tuned what happens to today, and for sure you can pick up those over there on Pick Dogs for today's game.
That's right, guys. You got with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dog Premium. See great results from Wayne. 2,442 units of profit last 90 days. That's based on $100 unit wager size. Guys, those long-term passes are the way to go right now, especially with all these sports overlapping, college football, NFL in about a week and a half away from not too far away from the start of the season. So no better time now than get on board with that long-term pass. And remember the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off in our multi-capper promotion. Match Wayne up with your favorite cappers. Save even more, right? Wayne, as always, great having you on the show. Continue your success, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, appreciate you for having me. Good luck with all your picks out there, Pick Dog family.
All right, Wayne Scott here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Now it's time to bring on Ron Romanelli. You'll find his premium plays over at Pick Dogs Premium. Looking at season win total. Kansas City Chiefs. Let's bring him right now. Ron, what's going on?
Hey Tony, how you doing? I'm excited for this one. I couldn't wait. It's a futures play, and it keeps your money up for quite a few months. But I think it's a winner, so I'm excited to talk about it.
All right, let's get to it. I know this team is getting a lot of talk about. We'll see what the Super Bowl hangover a year older. All right, we're looking at Kansas City Chiefs here. Season win total here 11.5.
Yeah, listen, the Chiefs Super Bowl run last year. They've been a dynasty basically in the NFL. I mean, just a great run for Kansas City. But I think they take a step back this year. I think it's finally the year we see the Chiefs struggle a bit. I honestly think that they could struggle to make the playoffs this season, let alone 11.5 wins. You look at this schedule, a lot of primetime games, a lot of tough games. And, they do play some of their tougher opponents at Arrowhead, which is a plus. But I just, when you go down this schedule, especially the first half of it with all the primetime games, starts in week 1 in the Friday night game at Brazil against the Chargers. That's not a guaranteed win there. They're just a small favorite in that game. Even a game in MetLife Stadium against the New York Giants week 3 in a Sunday night football game. It's an improved Giants team, a great defensive team. I could see the Chiefs losing games like that. And I think that 11.5 is way too optimistic for Kansas City this year. You look at the 49ers last year, team that made it to the Super Bowl the year prior. They were favored in the Super Bowl. They lose that game. The next season they go 6-11. Now injuries had played a role in that, but still it was a shock for most when you're going through the 2024 season to see San Francisco struggle like that and miss the playoffs. I think we see something similar with KC. I'm not in love with that offensive line. Not in love with the offense in general outside of Mahomes. I don't think he has great weapons this year. A lot of uncertainty with guys like Rashee Rice, the aging of Travis Kelce. I'm going to go 11.5 under Kansas City Chiefs for 2025.
11-6 feels like a good season, and that still doesn't get it done for the overbetters.
Right.
And of course
it's just way too steep.
That the first 4 games here is really tough here. You got the Chargers over in I believe that's the Brazilian game, right? Then they come back and face the Eagles. Then you got an improved Giants team. Then you got Baltimore. Those first 4 are pretty tough, especially that physical battle they're going to have here. How they come out of that stretch of 4 games.
Right, and then it doesn't get any easier. I mean, Monday Night Football in Jacksonville is not a gimme game. Then you play a tough Lions team at home. So this first half of the schedule is a gauntlet. You've got in Week 9 the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. We know they'll be revved up for that one. So I think the Broncos improved in the offseason. I think the Chargers improved in the offseason. Tough divisional games, tough out-of-divisional games, non-conference games. I got to go under.
Yeah, they draw the NFC East. Okay, so you got Dallas. Again, people make fun of Dallas, but regular season, they've been pretty good, right? They're always in the playoffs. Yep. We know they got knocked out in the first round, so no matter where they finish, they usually be able, unless they can avoid the injuries, they usually get about double-digit wins. Washington, team that's rising. Of course, Detroit's on the schedule. We talked about the Giants, talked about the Eagles. They got a tough draw here, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about that. So Ron here on the Chiefs, under 11.5 wins, his future bet. All right, now let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Frame for the Wednesday action. Baseball on the board, action from the W. We're getting closer and closer now to the start here of college football, not too far away. Getting excited about that. Ron's put together impressive numbers over the past 12 months, over 3,400 units of profit. That's space, $100 unit wager size. Ron, what you got for sale over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, every day I've got my MLB Rundown Best Bets, my favorite play in Major League Baseball. Going into Tuesday night, we're on a 9-0 run, so cash 9 in a row. We'll see what happens with that Tuesday game, but you can find that every day. And then I've also got my college football and NFL dual season pass. It's going to give you every single play, every premium play I release in both sports, regular season and postseason. And I actually added in my CFL, Canadian football games, with that package as well. So great bang for your buck. Those long-term packages are always going to be your best bet.
That's right, guys. Going to go with Ron Romanelli over at Pick Dog Prim. Go with the long-term pass. Pick your promo code. Save that 15%. All right, Ron, as always, great having you on our show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you next week.
All righty, Tony.
Ron Romanelli here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Major League Baseball up next. We'll bring in David Racey. He'll find his premium plays over at Pick Dog Prim. He, too, doing great work over on the premium side. Let's bring in David right now. David, what's going on?
Not much, Tony. Just 2 days away until at least I consider the kickoff of college football season, or 1 day away at this point. Don't really count week 0, so we're getting there. We got college this week, NFL next week. Can't wait to get back into the busy time of the season.
Absolutely, getting very close here. We'll take a look here at baseball for action Wednesday. We got Red Sox and Orioles going head-to-head. Red Sox here near the opener here, $1.38. Total sits here at 9.
Yeah, this Red Sox team really has come on over the last month or so, maybe 6 weeks. They're battling the Yankees for that second seed in the AL East. Coming into Tuesday, they have a half-game lead. They're playing well. They've won 4 of their last 5. I'm going to take them here on the run line. I think they can win this one by at least 2 runs. Like I said, they've won 4 of 5. They have plenty of momentum. They're coming off that huge series win over the weekend against the Yankees. They won Game 1 by a score of 4-3. They're going with Brian Bayo on the bump here, and he's been pretty solid as well. He's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 4 of his last 5 starts, 2 of which were shutouts in which he pitched at least 6 innings. So Bayo has been solid, and this Orioles offense has been extremely inconsistent. They just can't seem to put it together, obviously, as they're sitting last in the East this season. That they seem to either have their offense going and no pitching, or they have their pitching dialed in but no offense. So tough to know what you're going to get with Baltimore. They've lost 4 of their last 5 coming into Tuesday's game. They're struggling on the mound, especially in that series against Houston. They allowed 7 runs or more in 3 of those 4 games. They're going with Roansy Contreras, who I couldn't believe is still in the major leagues. He's been used in relief and starting down in AAA this year. He hasn't made an appearance in the MLB yet this season. But I just don't trust him against these Red Sox bats. Boston's hitting the ball very well over the last 4 or 5 weeks. I think they'll score early and often, and I think Bayo will do enough here. So I like the Red Sox -1.5.
Here from David says likes the Red Sox here on the run line, 1.5. You're going to get your 9 at bats here against this Orioles team that really has had their struggles this season. It's been a little bit of both. Been played at the starting rotation there, but Red Sox, one guy you can count on this year has been Bayo. His ERA just a bit over 3 this year.
Yeah, and the Red Sox starting pitching has been excellent. They've gotten some really good contributions from guys like Giolito and obviously Crochet. But yeah, Bayo over the last couple years has been super consistent. You really know what you're going to get. We've had the occasional blow up, like 3 starts ago. He struggled at San Diego, but outside of that, you got to go back to mid-May to find a start in which he allowed over 3 earned runs. So, I mean, he's been super consistent, gives them a chance to win pretty much every time he takes the mound.
There you go. David here on the Red Sox run line, lay the run and a half, +118 against the Orioles. This one will have a start time here, 6:35 Eastern time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for the card here on Wednesday. Baseball and W on the board. You can see David here over the last 30 days, nearly 1,300 units of profit. That's based on $100 unit wager size there. What you got for sale over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, baseball's been good. Been good to me over the last few weeks, especially the last couple of days. Sunday and Monday at 9 and 3 in the MLB. I'll have some day baseball on Wednesday. Also, I'll have a 3-pack at nighttime. Don't have all of the plays hammered out quite yet, but definitely know I'll have at least 1 in the afternoon and a few at night. WNBA, maybe. I haven't paid too much attention there as we're getting into football season. I've shifted focus a little bit, so I'll have to see what the lines are looking like. But I'm definitely one of the more the high-volume handicapper on Pick Dogs. So long-term's the best way to go with me. Definitely 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. I have plenty of plays, especially when you get to the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So head on over and check it out.
That's right. Get on board with David Racey over at Pick Dogs Prim. You see the great results from David here documented. You can verify that. Just head on over to David's handicapper page over at Pick Dogs. Links in the description. You can verify all those numbers. Of course, the long-term pass is the way to go. With all these sports overlapping, get on board with that long-term pass there. And use promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, David, as always, great having a show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.
David Racey here on the Drive Thru. And now it's time for my pick. Major League Baseball here, afternoon game between the Padres at Mariners. We see the Mariners are $1.36 favorite here. Total sits here at 8. And I'll be coming here on the Padres as an underdog here at that +116 price. Yu Darvish is going to get the start here for San Diego. He'll be facing Brian Wu for Seattle, but San Diego just the better hitting form right now. Look over the past 28 games. Padres 265 batting average, Mariners 222. Darvish has gotten it together. He had a rocky start coming back from that injury, but over his past 5 starts, an ERA of 3. And the Padres bullpen over their past 28 games, ERA 2.79. They've been 12-10 in their road day games this year, to return a unit and a half. When you got the Mariners line between even money and minus 150 this year, they're 18-16, losing 2.5 units. So we're going to be here on the Padres at plus the 116. All right, over at Pick Dog Spin for today. I will have a best bet here for Major League Baseball as well as a multi-pack. I am the top unit producer right now over at Pick Dogs for the year in Major League Baseball. Matter of fact, if you click the link in the description, you'll land right here on our handicap page. You'll see me up on the upper right, last 12 months. Click my link and it'll land you right on the page. And you can see my numbers here for the last 12 months, 90, 60 days, 30 days, 7 days, and yesterday. All positive returns here, having a great year. Going to have a best bet for you guys, so go ahead and get signed up. Or the long-term subscriptions are the way to go here, especially now that we're getting into football season. 3, 7, or 30 All Sports Pass. Get all my pre and plays for that time period select. When you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. Once again, link in the description. Get on over to my page and get signed up. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive Thru. Back again here on tomorrow. So remember, on the Drive Thru, we're now on demand. Hit that like, subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. And our goal every day on the Drive Thru, we're on 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday, is to give you 6 picks from 6 cappers. I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you tomorrow.